gorgeous Pisces. This is Debs, and we are into July 2026. Great to be with you, Pisces. Thank you so much for being here, guys. Now, in meditation, I saw someone scrolling through their phone, and then they were opening up their laptop, looking at what looked like documents from a distance. And then they sort of made a really big sigh. As if, I just can't be dealing with this. I don't really want to be looking at this. And so they snapped their laptop shut and they thought, okay, let's just get on with the day. And I saw this person in their, what Archangel Michael was telling me, their usual routine. When I came out of meditation, I simply felt a sense of, I have to do this. I have to take charge of this, but I really don't want to. I don't know what this is, guys. You might have buried your head in the sand. We've all been there. You might have thought, this is such a big decision. I just don't know if I even want to look at saying yes or no, or making this change, or moving everything around. I just don't know if I even want to start looking at it. But Pisces, the clock is ticking, is what I'm getting here. The clock is ticking. You know it, other people know it, and there is a nudge from the universe that you simply start by putting your toe in the water, maybe doing some research, maybe writing down pros and cons, okay, the old-fashioned way. You may also be looking at finances at this point of time, and you may be doing a little bit of traveling. But this would be to check out a new job. This would be to check out a new area rather than you going on holiday, okay? It is time to get serious, Pisces, at this point of time. And it may be really difficult to really delve into this because it's that time of year. Nobody really wants to make serious decisions in the middle of the year. But Pisces, now is the time. Archangel Michael's saying you'll be very glad you did when it came to the deadline. Okay, you'll be very glad you did when it came to the deadline. Okay, Pisces. So here we go, guys. The deck that I'm using is the Kingdom of Light. If you guys want a private reading, everything is down below. The link to my channel, as you know, if you want a private reading, all the readings are there. The prices are there. The link is there to join the channel as a member. I put out weekly videos every Sunday just for my members. Just press the join button and all the decks are listed. So yeah, I'm getting this right. Let's just begin. Okay. Let's just begin, Pisces. I'm hearing that song from, was it Mary Poppins or The Sound of Music? Let's start at the very beginning. It's a very good place to start. A, B, C, Pisces. Right, they want you to begin to look at this seriously, not just stay up in your head feeling overwhelmed, pushing it under the carpet, thinking, oh my God, it's just such a big decision. I just don't know what to do. No, ground your energies, relax, and look at things logically. You're going to find yourself in a surprisingly logical frame of mind, Pisces, in July. So Archangel Michael, this is for Pisces, please. Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, July 2026. And guys, I've got an aircon unit behind me. It's very hot here in the south of France. It does make funny noises. It's not me, promise. It's the aircon unit. It's one of these aircon units that's supposed to be silent, although it's not. But anyway, here we go. Here we go, my beautiful Pisces. Let's see what's going on, people. Let's see what's going on. All right, 3 of Cups. Pisces, this is you thinking, I want to relax. I want to celebrate. You may be considering moving towards 2 or 3 people. It could be to brainstorm. It could be you're considering reuniting with a couple of people properly. Whoever these people are, you might have disconnected, or you might have felt very distant from whoever these people are. You are understanding, Pisces, that actually they are there to give advice, to give guidance, to give support. in some way, and you're appreciating that. Yes. 8 of Pentacles, because Pisces, it's time to get working. I'm hearing on the next phase of your life. You could be looking at a life transition. You could be looking at reuniting with someone romantically, wanting to work on a relationship again. You could be wanting to team up with people relating to your business, finances. You might be seeking advice from 2 or 3 people who you may realize want to take you up out of the situation and cause you to look at something from a much bigger perspective. I think they're behind you, Pisces. If that is the case, I think they are wanting you to be happy. But the overwhelm may be you have to work very hard. For some of you, you're entrepreneurs, or you are managing, a little bit of a stressful 9 to 5. Even if you're retired, you may have projects. You might be having to cope with paperwork. I don't know. But you are very busy, and there's a sense of you have to make a big decision. You don't know what you want to do, and the divine is saying people around you are there to support, okay? Talk to these people. Even if you end up thinking, wow, well, they didn't really know what to say to me. But if you are talking to these people, it's almost as if you're brainstorming with yourself. Oh, I said that. Yes, that's true. Okay. Yes. Wow, that came out of my mouth. Didn't expect it to. Yes. Almost like a sounding board. I think you may be, in the nicest sense, if you are needing advice, people are around you to help you disentangle your thoughts, okay? Archangel Michael showing me somebody looking at a tangled ball of wool. I just don't know where to start first, right? In the past, my beautiful Pisces, ooh, the High Priestess. So guys, you knew that you had to make a major decision. You didn't say anything to anyone. You didn't really look in depth at this. You just knew that at some point you would have to make that choice. After that time, guys, 7 of Cups, you did consider options. You did tentatively delve into the recesses of your mind, Pisces, and consider options, but nothing concrete. You might not have written anything down. You may not have taken that seriously. You were just musing. You were musing. Okay, well, I know I need to make a decision soon. Considering various courses of action, but there was no real research, is what I'm getting. In your thoughts now, guys, is the 10 of Swords. Okay, oh my gosh, Pisces. What you're recognizing is, if you don't stop sitting in your head, if you continue to bury your head in the sand, something's going to end and it's going to be painful, right? If you do not make a certain decision, you just let this slide, you push it to the back of your head, you push it under the carpet, you know, Pisces, that at some point you're going to be sitting there panicking, and you do not want to be in that situation. In the immediate future, guys, we have the 2 of Swords. Okay, Pisces. This is you thinking to yourself, I really don't want to look at this. I really don't want to consider the ramifications of not taking control of this. But Pisces, it is time for you to start gently moving forward, putting a lot more effort into your various options in front of you. It is really important, Pisces, because otherwise you may be in a situation where in a month's time or 6 months' time or a year's time, you're going to find yourself in a situation, Pisces, that is a little bit scary, okay? This is you thinking, I know that the company's being restructured I'm working for. I know that I should get out there and potentially look for a job because I have a horrible feeling that people are going to be laid off. But this is you thinking, oh no, I'm sure it's fine. Oh no, I'll just keep going for another couple of months. Just see what happens. I'm not going to do anything risky. But then, Pisces, one day, Your boss may call everyone into the office and say, I'm really sorry, guys, company's gone bankrupt. We're going to give you a couple of months' notice, a little bit of redundancy, and that is that. And this is you thinking, oh my God, I wish I'd really looked at this before. I wish I'd acted on my intuition in the past, you know? In your fears, my Pisces, 7 of Pentacles. Guys, this is you just fearing you're going to make a massive mistake. What if the choice that I make is not the right choice for me? What if I turn around and it was one massive mistake? You're fearing, Pisces, making any type of major decision in case you get it wrong. Simply that, okay? In the environment is the King of Pentacles. So Pisces, you may be understanding, knowing that you need to talk to someone about finances, or you need to talk to a realtor, or you may be feeling as if you need to have a serious conversation with an earth sign, a Virgo, Taurus, or Capricorn, but you just can't face it. Could be. In your hopes, my Pisces, the Star. I don't know why I'm feeling a rising sense of emotion. Pisces, you may feel deep down you're actually very, very tired. This could be physical fatigue. This could be feeling emotionally drained. This could be you feeling overwhelmed with making this big decision. Pisces, all you really want to do is to release the stress and sit in the energy of the Star. That is all you want to do. I don't think, Pisces, for some of you, you are desperately wanting a dream come true. You are simply wanting to sit in a place where you are not feeling stressed, you are not feeling overwhelmed, and you can manage going forward without sitting there worrying. I'm hearing, is that too much to ask? No. And the outcome, my beautiful Pisces, the 2 of Wands. Okay. Pisces, this is you tentatively stepping forward, thinking, I have 2 major options, or I have to take control of 2 very big decisions in my life. Which shall I delve into first? What is the first port of call? So by the end of July, Pisces, you are not jumping into something out of a sense of, oh my gosh, I'm running out of time. But you are whittling down your options. You have at this point done a lot of research. You've written down the pros and cons. You might have gone out of your environment to check out various things, options, right? Whatever this is for you. Check out different areas, maybe different jobs. And this is you whittling this down. And you're also, Pisces, thinking to yourself, which do I take control of first, right? Which do I take control of first? For instance, if this is you deciding, okay, I've got to find a job. This is 2 jobs. The 2 of Wands represents you choosing which job is right for you. Maybe you have gone for interview and you've got 2 jobs that you're looking at. Okay, we'll both want to accept me. Great. You are now thinking, okay, is travel good? Do I feel more comfortable in one office than the other? Will I get on with the people better in one particular office, in one particular job? You are whittling things down. You may also be thinking, okay, do I say yes to a job, lock it down, and then hand in my notice? Or do I hand in my notice and give myself a little bit of time to think about which job I want? You may be thinking, well, I've got to lock down the job first so that's secure, and then I need to hand in my notice, right? If you are thinking of moving, Pisces, this is you thinking, okay, well, first port of call, I've got to figure out where I want to live, right? You then might be deciding to contact 2 or 3 estate agents, maybe King of Pentacles. Let's get the house valued or let's get the flat valued, okay? You're then going to be looking at the finances and how much time it's going to take to sell the property. Is your property marketable? Do you need to do some renovations so you get the best price possible? If you're thinking of 2 properties that you're considering, Pisces, which one is chain free? You may be looking at that. You may be thinking, well, if I've sold my property in 6 months, I don't want to have to move into rented accommodation for another 6 months or a whole year until the property I actually want is available, you know? So, Pisces, you have decisions to make. Justice. You may be considering a work-life balance. You may be realizing, Pisces, you need to take your foot off the gas or find a way of giving yourself a little bit of free time just to relax, just to take care of yourself, because it may well be, Pisces, you've been working too hard and you know that. You could be wanting to have a serious conversation with a Libra, or you may even be looking at a legal document. Alrighty. 9 of Wands. Don't feel overwhelmed, guys. Don't feel overwhelmed. You can do this if you pick it apart and you don't look at this as the looming monster in the room, which could make you feel as if you just want to back off. God, it's way too big a decision. I don't even know where to start. I don't even know what to look at first. Pick it apart, Pisces. And if you pick it apart, Pisces, well, there are sort of 6 phases relating to this. Just start with phase 1 and don't allow yourself to get overwhelmed, okay? That's the way to do it. And then as soon as you've handled phase 1, you're then going to feel more comfortable to look at phase 2, and then you're actually moving, right? So guys, the King of Pentacles in your environment, the Hermit could very well be a Virgo, okay? This is someone who is wanting to help out, but they are in their head as to whether or not you are really wanting to do this or whether or not you really will do this. 4 of Swords. They're doing a lot of thinking about you, the situation. Or this is someone, Pisces, who, if this is a financier or a real estate agent, a realtor, this is someone who you may need to push a little bit into action. This could be somebody sitting in a very relaxed, well, mañana, let's just chill about this, no big rush, Pisces. And you may be thinking, well, actually, I do want to get this started. This is very important. I do want to get this moving. You may need to nudge this person a little bit, okay? Underneath the deck, my gorgeous Pisces, we have the 8 of Wands. All right, lots of communication. You may be communicating with various people. You could be communicating, brainstorming with people in your environment, family members, your partner, whoever this is. Yes, what you're saying to this person or people around you is, it's a little bit overwhelming, but I do need to get this moving because, Pisces, what you're recognizing is you do want to close out a cycle. You're ready to close out a cycle. You're ready, okay? All right, guys. So, my beautiful Pisces, let's delve in. Archangel Michael, tell us about the 3 of Cups and the 8 of Pentacles. Working on celebrating, Pisces, working on getting moving with this, whilst you sit feeling a little bit nostalgic about the past. So you may be preparing to close out a cycle. Tell us about the 6 of Cups. The 9 of Pentacles. Oh, Pisces. Guys, in the past, you may have been feeling nice and stable financially, and it gave you a certain sense of peace. In the past, Pisces, you were sat in the 9 of Pentacles. And this is what you're thinking about. Now, guys, don't go down a rabbit hole. Don't sit there thinking, oh my God, what happened to my stability? What happened to my finances? I was doing really well at some point. Pisces, we all make mistakes. You could have left a lucrative job. You could have let a property go for next to nothing, and you're sitting there thinking that was foolish. You might not have saved as much money as you could have done, but remember, guys, it's all part of your soul contract. Everything that happens in your life, good and bad, is preordained, Pisces. Think about that. right? If you are there thinking, I should have done that differently, I made the wrong decision, you were meant to learn that lesson. Okay, so do not berate yourself, Pisces, and you cannot change the past. You can't change the past, right? Page of Wands. You now find yourself back at square one, or you find yourself looking with a little bit of trepidation at a brand new cycle. This is you thinking, oh my gosh, I know I have to sort this, but you may be thinking, I just don't know what to do first. Yes, you're sat in a little bit of fear, but that's completely normal. This might feel overwhelming to you. There's you, little old you, right? You're right down there. And this is you thinking, wow, you're looking up at the moon. Can I really do this? This is a big deal. So guys, this could be you deciding to change your career, deciding to go for a brand new job, deciding to move to a completely different area. You could be thinking about selling your home. You could be thinking about renting somewhere a long way away. You could be considering ending a relationship. Whatever this is, the divine wants you to, again, I'm seeing cocktail sticks. Cocktail sticks. Pick it apart, Pisces, and then it will feel much less overwhelming. Okay, if I decide to do that, what would I need to do first? Write it down, Pisces. Look at it. Don't stay in your head about it. Take action. Okay, I need to go and check out that area. Okay, I need to go and check out that company because they've got a job on offer and I think it could be for me. You may want to sit down with your partner, Pisces. If you dismantle this really big decision you have to make, if you chop it up into little pieces, phases, right? Just look at phase one. But make sure, Pisces, you do the work so that phase one is done. As in, I've got to do the research. I've got to get on a plane, got to get on a train, got to speak to a realtor, got to speak to a financier, whatever this is. Do your research. Very important. Don't just sit there feeling overwhelmed because it's not going to serve you. So in the past, guys, the High Priestess, you knew intuitively that you might be coming up to crossroads. You knew it. Yes, Knight of Pentacles. This could be, Pisces, you waiting for money to come in that didn't materialize. This could be you thinking, I know I need to take action, but I'm going to stand here and just hope that things work out. With the energy of the Seven of Cups, you did consider your options. You did consider your options, but it's sort of, this was you almost daydreaming, a bit pie in the sky. Well, if it really comes down to it, what would I do? You were musing, you weren't taking it seriously. Whilst, Pisces, feeling left out in the cold, feeling a bit disconnected, maybe, feeling as if you were on your own in this, or maybe, Pisces, there was a looming sense of you stressed about your finances for some of you. What you are thinking about now is, I have been delaying for too long. I have not really wanted to take control of this. I've been thinking about this, considering this, feeling worried about this, obsessing about this, but you haven't actually done anything. This is go time, Pisces, because what you're realizing is, I have to be honest, if you do not make a decision and you continue to bury your head in the sand, you're going to end up sitting in the Ten of Swords. You know it. I'm not trying to scare you guys, but this is the truth. What you're thinking about is, if I do not make a choice, a very painful decision is going to be made for me, and I'm going to find myself maybe in a very difficult situation. What you're recognizing is, no more delaying, Pisces. No more delaying, guys. Ten of Wands. Yeah. Ten of Swords, Ten of Wands. Pisces, you really don't want to look at this. But you have to, guys. You know you have to. You know you have to. What else are you considering? Three of Pentacles. Maybe working in partnership. Maybe talking to 2 or 3 people about the real options in front of you. Whittling down your options, right? What you're recognizing it is time. It is time, guys. Yeah, guys. What else are you considering here? Okay, Four of Wands. Now, this could be you thinking about a family dynamic, or Pisces, you could be thinking about your home, your house, a property. You could be considering moving. Maybe brainstorming with people or going to see a realtor to get a valuation, because you may be thinking, all right, maybe I do actually have to look at a big move. Now, if you are going for a job, Pisces, that's a long way away, you could be thinking, I've got to sell my house. I thought I could rent it out with a view that if the job didn't work, I could go back. What you may be realizing is it may be too messy, a bit too complicated. This is you considering that if you do make this move, you are wanting it to be for the long term. You may be thinking, if I move house, I do not want to move house again. So how are you going to be feeling about this new property, Pisces, in say 10 or even 20 years' time? If you're thinking to yourself, I really don't want to have to move again, is it going to be the right property for you in your future? When you're older, maybe physically less fit, maybe your finances may be changing. You've got to think about that. If this is a job, Pisces, this is you really hoping that this is a job that you can delve into, really enjoy, and has career progression. That is what you're hoping for. But you seem to be thinking, Pisces, about the Four of Wands. Now, guys, in the immediate future, we have a King of Pentacles who isn't really moving. There's a strong sense of, well, yes, we can look at this maybe in a couple of months, maybe in 6 months' time, Pisces. What you're thinking about is, yeah, no. He's staunchly looking at you as if to say, there's no rush. The Hermit, let's just think about things. Let's just consider the options. Pisces, you're there, chomping at the bit, because what you're realizing is you do need to make a decision. And it's as if now you are ready, you have the courage to make this decision. You're dealing with somebody who's just a little bit too chilled out, okay? This is a realtor who will say, oh, well, yeah, I'm really busy right now. Yes, I'll come and check out the house next month. And you're thinking, next month? I want this guy to come around to the house tomorrow. So whatever this is, guys, you may need to nudge this person into action, okay? So Archangel Michael, when do we have the Two of Swords and the King of Pentacles for my Pisces? Thank you, Michael. Imminent. He's saying imminent, Pisces, okay? You are realizing you have been sat in denial. You are looking at this King of Pentacles as if to say, okay, you ready? Because I'm ready. And he's looking at you as if to say, well, let me think about it. I need to consider this. You might be a bit frustrated. You may be saying to this King of Pentacles, okay, no, I'm sorry, I don't want that attitude. If you want the commission and you want this house on your books, then you're going to have to come round in the next couple of days. If this is simply an earth sign king who is mulling over finances, well, yes, I could potentially help you in a few months. You're basically saying, well, if you can, great, but I need help next month. We're not talking 6 months' time. This needs to be soon, right? Whoever this is, guys, you're sort of nudging them into action, because what you're recognizing is this person would be very happy to just sit and chill for the next year. They're not in the mindset of wanting to do anything in particular when it comes to you making this decision for some reason. So let's have a look at this King of Pentacles. He makes me laugh. Yeah. Pisces. Okay, Wheel of Fortune. This is either someone who is very chilled out because financially they're stable and so they don't necessarily need the commission. This could be somebody, Pisces, who knows you're itching to move forward into a new cycle, and what they're recognizing is it could well be that it's going to mean that they have to get up off their backside and help you with this, and they really just don't want to do it, Pisces. This is someone very chilled. Yeah, 9 of Cups, because they're sat in some kind of wish come true situation. They're sat in some kind of wish come true situation. So Pisces, they don't feel as if they have to help you or do what you want them to do, because they simply don't need the money, or they simply don't need the commission. But this is you wanting to get moving because you've just made the decision, Pisces, to really look at this. You're delving into phase one. You're delving into phase one. Ace of Swords, yeah. What you are saying to this King of Pentacles is, well, okay, if you can't help me or you don't want to be involved, I will go elsewhere. I will go elsewhere. Okay. Hierophant. Or you may be putting pressure on this person and saying, could be a Taurian. You may be putting pressure on this person saying, this is going to take a process. This is going to take a long time. We need to start right now. Right now. Not next month. Not in 6 months' time. We need to start now. Because Pisces, you're recognizing again that the clock is ticking. But this is someone who's going to be very difficult to get moving on this. Four of Cups. You're not very happy with this person, Pisces. You might have hoped that they would be a bit more supportive, right? Yes. Knight of Swords. Okay, Pisces, you may need to get tough. I mean, this could be an ultimatum for one or two of you. Or if this is someone whose support you need, and this isn't someone you know well, you might end up calling them every 3 days, you know. Just wondered when we can meet up. Just wondered when we can have a chat. I'm very flexible, whenever is right for you, but I do need to get moving with this. I would appreciate your advice sooner rather than later. You are almost bugging this person every 3 days to lift them out of this lethargic, well, maybe in a few months. No, Pisces, you're getting tough here, guys, because now you've had the courage to really get moving with this. What you're afraid of is this person's energy is going to wash over you. And because you're a little bit nervous about this anyway, you're just going to go back to the starting block, push it under the carpet, bury your head in the sand. And Pisces, you know you can't do that. You know you can't do that. What is the energy between you two? The energy. Six of Pentacles. Yes, Pisces, you need this person to help you with this, guide you with this. This could be someone whom you're hoping will give you a loan. This could be somebody, Pisces, who you are expecting to help you out financially. Could be someone linked to your family. Or guys, this could be someone that you are wanting to pull on board to help you with a move. This could be a realtor, right? You need this realtor to get moving in finding you the right sort of properties for you to look at. You might have done your research, but you may be thinking, well, yes, but some of the really good properties are not put online because they're sold so fast, right? They are offline, and you want to know what those properties are. Now, what you're fearing, guys, is that you're making a massive mistake. You're fearing somehow, Pisces, that you're going to be making a mistake, but I don't think at this point you will, because you got the bit between your teeth. A really good way of knowing, Pisces, whether or not you are going to make the wrong decision is say to yourself, I'm going to imagine myself in that situation right now. I'm going to imagine myself making that judgment call, buying that property, going for that job. Does it give me a rising sense of fear? Oh my gosh, I think I've made the wrong decision. Are you sitting there feeling a bit panicky, Pisces? Or are you actually feeling a sense of excitement? Or even better, maybe, are you feeling a sense of peace and relief? Imagine yourself in that situation. How do you feel? Are you there feeling, oh my God, this is a massive mistake? Are you in it thinking, oh, I'm so glad I did this? Really imagine yourself there and go with your first emotion, okay? That is how you will know whether or not you've made the right decision. So there is no point sat in fear, because you will know intuitively what the right decision is for you to make, what option to go for, okay? Now, guys, what you're hoping for is to simply sit in the energy of the star. I think, Pisces, you are looking to feel more relaxed. You are looking to take a weight off your shoulders. You are looking to feel less stressed. And the final card, guys, is the Two of Wands. This is you, Pisces, looking at two specific options, right? Could be two jobs, could be two properties. You are whittling something down, having done your research over the course of July, and you are about to make your choice, okay? Remember, clarification for you is justice, okay? And the Nine of Wands. You know you have to make a serious decision. It could involve a legal contract. What you're thinking about, Pisces, is the Ten of Wands and the Ten of Swords, very stressed that unless you take control of this Four of Wands situation, it's going to end very painfully. But whomever is in the environment, you're going to have to nudge, Pisces, because this is someone who is sitting in their comfort zone, not really feeling as if they need to do anything, but you somehow need this person on board. So you're going to have to move them, Pisces. You're going to have to bug them, call them, keep talking about the situation until they take you seriously, guys. All right? So, Pisces, let's have a look. Let's see what you're doing here. You are making a choice, a decision. And with the energy of the Chariot, Pisces, you may be exploring two options. You could be looking at two jobs. You could be going to travel to see two properties. You are on the move, Pisces. You're determined to do this. Yeah, and you are sitting in a very logical mindset. You know the truth, and it could well be that you have known you needed to make this decision for quite a long time, but you just couldn't face looking at it before. Now, guys, you're getting tough with yourself. You are telling yourself, okay, Pisces, no more excuses. No more excuses. I actually have to get moving with this. And this is you doing just that. You are doing just that. You're doing just that. Yeah, Pisces, because otherwise you know that you will look back and berate yourself, because this could be you thinking, unless I take charge of this, I am going to sabotage my stability. Five of Swords, Four of Wands. Unless I make a move, unless I make a decision, I'm going to sabotage my stability, and it could end painfully. What are you doing here, guys? Lovely. Pisces, you're seeing the bigger picture. You're seeing the bigger picture. This is you knowing that you have somehow been sacrificing, and this is you recognizing that this is the right thing to do. This is you recognizing this is the right thing to do. Yes, you have been sacrificing, clutching hold of those Four Pentacles. Don't want to move. No, I'm going to stay here. No, I don't really want to look at this. What you're recognizing is you have to make a decision now. You cannot stay somehow in the cycle that you have been staying in, because you're reaching the end of the road here. It could be in terms of you just feeling drained. You're realizing, I have to make a change. It could be the environment around you is changing. It could be if you own a house, they have planning permission to build on fields around you, and you're thinking, okay, my house is going to drop in value. I've got to get it sold in the next 6 months. Could be something like that. Could be, Pisces, you know that you just don't enjoy your job anymore. And so this is you on the move, checking out two job opportunities, maybe two different areas. What else are you doing, my lovely Pisces? I like this energy, guys. King of Swords, you're going to be talking about paperwork, documents, legalities, okay? You may also be looking at finances, okay, money. What are you going to be realizing, Pisces, by the end of July? Eight of Cups, yes. that you are finally ready to leave an old cycle behind and to consider a move. Really consider a move. Now, Pisces, whatever decision this is something that is going to take quite a long time. I don't imagine that this is something you can accomplish in a month. But this is step one, okay? This is step one. Particularly if it's anything to do with a property. If you are wanting to leave an area, sell a property, it could take a whole year. This is step one. If this is a job, you may need time to rent out your house or even to sell your house. If this is you considering a job a long way away, we have the world. You could even be considering global travel here. But this is step one, Pisces. Looking at documents, looking at money, looking at paperwork, doing your research, traveling. Then this is you thinking, okay, good. This is you making that decision. I'm going to go for that job that was offered. I'm going to put an offer on that house because it feels right for me. I'm going to put my house on the market now because it may well take 6 months to sell. This is you actually starting the process. I'm very proud of you, Pisces, because for some of you, this is not going to be easy. What is the outcome for my beautiful Pisces? The outcome. Oh, guys, really? The 10 of Pentacles. Pisces, if you are moving into a new job, this is going to be incredibly lucrative. Or guys, if you are selling a property, we've actually got a house there. If you're selling a property, Pisces, you may get a shocking valuation. And this is you thinking, wow, I've got more money to play with than I thought. I can afford to do a lot to the new house because the house I'm sitting on is worth more than I thought. This is really good news, guys. So in summary, Pisces, no more procrastinating, no more burying your head in the sand, no more thinking, well, I'll maybe look at this next month. No. Break this big decision up into little phases. Delve into phase 1 and maybe phase 2. Do your research, do your traveling, check this out and get the ball rolling. Okay? Yes. So here we go. Sacred Soul Portals. Archangel Michael, what does the universe want to say to my lovely Pisces to close out their reading? Guys. I'm going to put those back. Let's take this one. Okay. Safe retreat. All right, Pisces. Beautiful. Safe retreat. Allow yourself to take some time to contemplate your next move in a safe space, right? Take some time off work. Sit at home in the comfort of your home. Even if this is you thinking, I'm going to move soon. Sit in the comfort of your home and really consider the right decision for you. Really consider your next move. Let's put that there. Okay? Now, Pisces, maybe for some of you, you are looking for a safe retreat. You are looking for somewhere calm and relaxed and secure and private. This could be relating to you finding that perfect retreat for yourself. Okay? All right, guys. So I am leaving the reading there. I really hope it's helped. Take care of you. And of course, I'm sending love and light your way. And many blessings, guys. Bye, Pisces.